it's helpful to see the processes that we've gone through that have now allowed us to arrive where we're at today. This is what we do. We study a craft. We might be studying a craft. We might know that we're a creative person. We might know that we're meant for something more. But then we take a job that will pay the bills. And, for me, that was selling copiers. And at first I was excited about it. Like we all like, oh, I got a job. Now I can spend some money. And then you do that job for a while and you look around and you see people that are like half asleep, reading the news every day, going to bars on the weekends or whatever, but their lives are passing so fast and you're like, hey, I don't want to end up like them. That's not my future. That's not my direction. So when you make a major life transformation, the first stage is where you get satiated, where you're in a life and you're like, it's okay, but you're getting kind of sick of it. The second phase is where you start getting disappointed. Now you're like, you know what? What used to be like this was okay, now this is not okay anymore. Now I look around me and I'm like, I'm disappointed. I'm bored. I don't like to spend my 50 hours a week doing this job anymore. I am disappointed and it's got to change. Now, at this point, a lot of people settle. A lot of people settle. That's because they're like, well, what else can I do? And they might take like half-hearted stabs in the dark. Okay, I'm going to take a class. Okay, in 6 months, I'm going to do something. Okay, in a year, I'm going to do something. After I get back from that vacation, I'm going to read a book and really figure out what I'm going to do with my life. But then another year passes, another 6 months pass, and they're still in the same place. And then they look at their life, they're disappointed, and they're like, what can I do now? Every day that goes by that they're not actually going after their life like a mofo, like a shark in a feeding frenzy, they get weaker, they go the other way. And by the time you hit 50, your life is either a warning or it's an inspiration, where you're in a job that you don't like. You haven't built very many skills over those last years because you just keep staying in that job. You haven't stretched yourself and practiced all the hard shit that you've got to do in order to really have an extraordinary life. You haven't done that. So by the time you're 50, it's like you've got the career you got the relationship you got the body that you got, and it's okay. And how many guys can look around you and see relatives, maybe parents, or just other people that you know have settled, and they're just like, they're maybe a bit disappointed. They don't want to say it too much, but they see a lot that's wrong with the world today, and that's the experience of their life is not joy. Then there are people that were hit that disappointment phase, said, is this all there is to life? And they said, I don't know how, but I'm going to fucking change this. I'm going to grow. I'm going to push myself. I'm going to figure this thing out. They went after it like a mofo. They're like, my joy, my communication, my skills, I'm going to build it all. I want it all. Yes, I have fear like everybody else. Yes, I could fail. Yes, I don't want to get rejected. Yes, I don't want to get embarrassed like anybody else. But that life that I want is bigger than that fear that's inside of me. So I'm just not going to listen to that fear. Those people keep growing and pushing the envelope and using every day to the maximum. And by the time that they hit 50, they got a career that they love because they've made it that way. They got a relationship that they love because they did not settle. And they worked on that relationship with that person. So, and by that time, they've got a body that is strong, that is what they're not like wondering, oh, how do I get my body in shape? They got their body in shape. They took charge. That reminder of by the time you're 50 is a pretty powerful one because it kicks us in gear. I got to change. I got to fix it. So after you're in a life where you're disappointed, and it's like, oh man, I got to change this. It will come to a point where you hit a threshold. And this threshold is like, not another day, not a minute. This has got to change now. And you decided, no, I'm rolling up my sleeves. This is happening. There is no failure. There's only like me just like going out there and just shifting and just figuring it out and being okay with the rejections, being okay with the uncertainty. So the third phase is you hit the threshold. Now there's an opening now. and you realize, hey, if this is to be, it's up to me. The opening is the fourth phase. It's an opening. So we are all together in a group of people that have decided that we're rejected that life. We rejected that 9 to 5. We're all a group of go-getter people that are going in the same direction, becoming top professionals in the industry. It doesn't just happen. It doesn't land in your lap. It's making those daily choices that every day I'm going to go out there. I'm going to practice my shit. I'm going to learn new skills. I'm going to meet new people. I don't even know what is going to happen today. I don't even know, but I know that I'm going to do something. It's going to get me on set, meet people, practice my craft, and move